Hello folks, I hope that you're having a good day. In my channel description I mentioned that I was going to cover Get Home bags. Well, this is the first video in that series. Now as a note, you will see that I don't always have the newest gadgets. These are the items that I've used and that work for me. The manufacturer and age isn't the most important thing. What is important is that you have it, that it works, and that you know how to use it. With that disclaimer, here is the everyday carry of my vehicle. The assumption is that if I have to get back home, I took my car somewhere. Now I have a small SUV with several storage compartments and the action packer case shown. I'm able to put all the items that I'm going to show you into them, thus taking up very little storage space in my vehicle. First off are the tools related to the car itself. If I can use the car to get home, I definitely want to. I carry a small hydraulic jack in the red case, since I don't like the scissor jacks that are provided with most vehicles today. My hydraulic jack also has a small base, so I include a small block to put underneath it. This helps if you are on uneven or soft terrain. You can also use an 8 to 12 inch 2x6 for this purpose. It also seems that tire irons keep getting smaller and smaller. Because of this, I include a small section of pipe to help break free stubborn lug nuts. Be careful, however, that you do not shear off a bolt when you attempt this. Then I have jumper cables, a 1-gallon gas can, a quart of oil, a funnel for the oil, a rag, a pair of gloves, a tow strap, several bungee cords, 25 feet of twine, and 2 flares that can also be used to start a fire, along with a couple of tire gauges to help get tire pressure. Next, I have some general tools. On longer trips, I pack a full toolkit, but here's what is always in my vehicle. A can of WD-40, multiple uses beyond loosening lug nuts, pliers, crescent wrench, a screwdriver, a multi-tool, duct tape, electrical tape, a Gerber knife. This is a backup to the knife that is part of my everyday carry in my Get Home bag, several small glow sticks, a backup LED flashlight from Rayovac, and then a larger Maglite flashlight that I keep in the door of my car. You will also notice that I have a Fisker's axe and a survival saw. Both are great items in my opinion, and yes, I have used them. I was driving home in a thunderstorm with the family when a tree fell across the road. The only way to get home was to chop up the tree and pull it out of the road. Not a fun evening, but just goes to show that you never know what's going to happen. Next are items related to shelter and fire starting. Keep in mind that your car can offer shelter depending on conditions. Don't abandon your vehicle too soon, but also don't stay too long. My fire kit is minimal in that it is redundant to my Get Home bag. I have a candle, a magnesium block and fire steel, waterproof matches, more waterproof matches in a whistle container, and that container has a button compass and a signaling mirror inside of it, as well as a cotton ball. 2 wet fires. Notice there's no lighter as this sits in my car and a lighter could dry out, but matches won't. I also have a general first aid kit, wet ones, chapstick, a survival blanket, and a poncho. I also have a nice REI umbrella with vents so that it doesn't turn wrong side out in strong winds. I have an 8 by 10 foot tarp that's blue on one side, silver on the other, that I can use to lie on or string up as a shelter with the 25 feet of paracord shown there. I also have a wool blanket and 2 fleece blankets. You need to keep in mind that you may have passengers. I have a pack of N95 masks, useful for dusty environments. And then I also have a windshield shade screen. These work as a makeshift thermal sleeping pad or as another tarp to lay down on. In my vehicle, I also keep my Keen hiking boots, wool socks, a change of clothing that's appropriate for the season, which would include pants, base layer, underlayer, jacket, hat, gloves, anything that the season might demand. In terms of food and water, I have 4 16-ounce bottles of water, some peanuts, beef jerky, and a couple of Met RX bars. These bars last about a year and they are rich in vitamins and nutrients. They contain around 45% of your daily requirements for vitamins and minerals, protein and fiber depending on the bar. If you need to walk back to civilization, you need to power the engine with more than just raw calories. This will help put back in those vital nutrients that you may be losing. Also, in today's age of electronics, we need to keep in mind powering all of our personal devices. I carry a car lighter power adapter that can power an iPad, so it's the 2.1 amp version, as well as a small inverter. I've had this one for a while, as you can tell, and I haven't had any issues, so I haven't had to upgrade it or buy a new one. I also have a backup compass, although I have a GPS built into the car, as well as a GPS on my smartphone, and a Sylvan compass as part of my EDC Get Home bag. Well, this is what all I keep in my car. The goal is to keep me from having to abandon the vehicle and rely on my everyday carry and get home bag. But in the event that I do, these can be used as base supplies in addition to my everyday carry and get home bag. I'm sure there are things that I may have forgotten. I'm interested in your questions, comments, suggestions, and I hope this video has made you think. And as always, please subscribe.